Good morning student. Previous class I discussed about some application of inductive effect and I also discussed about the resonance and some application of resonance. Now I am going to discuss some extra application of resonance. Next application is explanation of stability of intermediate. Take an example. Suppose there are two intermediates are given. One is your ethyl carbocation, another is your benzyl carbocation. This is said to be your ethyl carbocation. This does not show any resonating structure. But if I will think about the benzyl carbocation shows resonating structure. Our question among these two intermediate, which is more stable and why? If I want to draw the resonating structure of benzyl carbocation, then how can I will able to do the resonating structure? Look at that. Form a double bond here. Then what will happen? Here pi bond is present. Here also pi bond is present. Here double bond will be formed. Here positive charge will disappear. Here positive charge will appear. Again I will form double bond here. Then I can write the structure like this. Here positive charge. Here double bond. Here double bond CH2. Again I will form double bond here. Then I can draw the structure like this. Here double bond. Here plus charge will be erased. Double bond CH2. Again I can able to form double bond here. Then I can draw the structure like this. Look at that. Here the number of resonating structure of benzyl carbocation is more as compared to the ethyl carbocation. We know that more is the number of resonating structure, more is the stability. From this data it is clear that benzyl carbocation having more resonating structure than ethyl carbocation. So benzyl carbocation is more stable than ethyl carbocation. Take another example. Other two compounds are given. One is phenol, another is phenoxide ion. The name of this is said to be phenol. The name of this is said to be phenoxide ion, or it is also called phenate. Both two species undergoes resonance. When I will draw the resonating structure of phenol, then I can draw like this. Your minus charge will be erased. Your double bond will be possible. Your plus charge will be retained. One lone pair remain on the oxygen atom. Again, this negative charge helps for the formation of double bond here. As a result, your high valence electron present on this carbon atom. That's why this bond undergoes breakdown like this. Then I can draw the another resonating structure like this. Your negative charge, your double bond. Again, this negative charge undergoes formation of double bond. At the same time, this pi bond undergoes breakdown. Then I can draw the another resonating structure like this. Here negative charge, double bond, There are 5 rigid structures are possible for phenol. Your phenoxide ion also undergoes resonance. I can draw the structure like this. Your negative charge will appear, your double bond will be possible. Again, this negative charge helps for the formation of double bond. At the same time, this bond undergoes breakdown. I can draw the another unit structure like this. Here negative charge will arise. Again, this negative charge will form double bond here. On the other hand, this pi bond undergoes breakdown. I can draw the unit structure like this. Here I can able to form double bond. This pi bond undergoes breakdown. Gives another unit structure like this. There are also 5 unit structures possible for the phenoxide ion. We know that more is the number of unit structure, more is the stability. Remember another important point. If both the species having same number of unit structure, then it is bound to see about the charge separation. The unit structure which having charge separation is unstable as compared to the other. Look at that. In case of unit structure of phenol, your charge separation is possible. Charge separation means your positive charge is present, your also negative charge is present. But in case of phenoxide ion, only negative charge is present. That means we can think that in phenoxide ion there is no charge separation. So according to our rule, phenoxide ion is more stable than phenol. Because in phenoxide ion there is no charge separation, but in phenol there is charge separation. Remember an important point, if two species having same number of unit structure, then it is bound to focus the charge separation. If a species having charge separation, then it is less stable than other. These are different applications of resonance effect. Next, I will explain about the another effect, that is hyper conjugation effect. It is also called no bond resonance effect. It is also called sigma pi conjugation. It has also other name, that is Baker-Nathan effect. It is also called anchimeric assistance. It is also called anchimeric effect. There are different names for hyperconjugation effect. What is a hyperconjugation effect? The delocalization of sigma electron. The delocalization of sigma electron or lone pair of electron into the adjacent p orbital of carbon atom is known as hyperconjugation. What are the conditions for hyperconjugation? First condition, presence of alpha hydrogen with respect to double bond or triple bond or carbon containing positive charge or electron, that is your said to be free electron. That means if a compound having double bond and also it having alpha hydrogen, then such type of compound can show hyperconjugation. Like double bond, if an organic compound contain triple bond or carbon contain positive charge or unpaired electron with the alpha hydrogen, then such type of compound also shows hyperconjugation. Next condition, number of hyperconjugated structure is equal to number of alpha hydrogen. Next condition, due to hyperconjugation, the resulting structure can be written with the involvement of no bond between alpha carbon and alpha hydrogen. Next condition, greater the number of hyperconjugated structure, more is the stability. These are different conditions for hyperconjugation effect. Next I will explain about the application of hyperconjugation. First application, explanation of stability of different alkenes. Take an example. Pent 2-ene is more stable than Pent 1-ene. This can be explained by the help of hyperconjugation effect. The structure of Pent 2-ene is drawn like this. This is the structure of Pent 2-ene. Look at that. In Pent 2-ene, there is a double bond is present, and also there are more number of alpha hydrogen are present. Look at that. This is your double bond position. If I think about this carbon, then this carbon is said to be your alpha carbon. With respect to this double bond, this carbon is also said to be alpha, this carbon is said to be beta carbon. If another carbon is present, then it is said to be delta carbon, like this. Similarly, if here another carbon atom is present, then it is said to be beta carbon. And the hydrogen atom attached to the alpha carbon is said to be alpha hydrogen. That means with respect to this bond, this carbon is said to be alpha carbon, this carbon is also said to be alpha carbon, this carbon is also said to be beta carbon. And the corresponding hydrogens are said to be accordingly alpha or beta. Look at that, here alpha carbon is present, so there are 3 alpha hydrogen atoms are present with this alpha carbon. Here alpha carbon is present, so there are 2 alpha hydrogen atoms are present. Here beta carbon is present, so here 3 beta hydrogen are possible. According to the condition, here 5 alpha carbon are present, so there are 5 hyperconjugated structure are possible. How can I draw the hyperconjugated structure? Look at that. It is bound to break the bond present in between the alpha carbon and alpha hydrogen, like this. Break this bond and it is bound to form a double bond here. As a result, simultaneously this bond undergoes breakdown and I can able to draw the structure like this. H bond C, bond H, double bond C, bond H, bond C, bond H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond H. Here negative charge will be possible. Here H plus will be present without any bond between this carbon atom and H plus. I can draw the other hyperconjugative structure by the help of this alpha carbon and this alpha hydrogen. Now break the bond like this. As a result, this bond undergoes breakdown. I can draw the other structure like this. Look at that. Your H present, your bond is present, your C, your bond H. Here I can able to form double bond. Here I can write C. Next is your bond H. Next is your single bond C. Your hydrogen atom is present. Your negative charge will be erased. Bond C, bond H, bond H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond H. Here it is bound to place an H plus. There is no bond present in between the H plus and the carbon atom. Similarly, I can draw another hyperconjugative structure by this alpha hydrogen. I can draw like this. Then I can draw the structure of another hyperconjugative structure like this. H plus C, bond H, bond H, double bond C, bond H, bond C, bond H, negative charge, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond H. You can also write your negative charge and your bond H. By the help of 3 alpha hydrogen, we can able to form 3 hyperconjugative structure. Similarly, by the help of these 2 alpha hydrogen, we can able to another 2 hyperconjugative structure. Look at that. How can I able to draw the hyperconjugative structure? By this alpha hydrogen, I can able to form double bond here. As a result, these pi bond undergoes breakdown and here negative charge will arise. So I can draw the structure like this. H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond C, bond H. Here minus charge will arise. Here single bond. Next I can write here C, here bond H, double bond C, bond H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond H. Here H plus ion will be present. Like that, I can also draw another hyperconjugative structure by this alpha hydrogen. I can able to form here double bond. At the same time, this bond undergoes breakdown, and I can draw the structure like this. H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond C, bond H. Here negative charge will arise. Here bond C, bond H, double bond C, bond H. Here H plus ion. Bond C, bond H, bond H, bond H. In this compound, there are 5 alpha hydrogen are present. So here 5 hyperconjugative structure are possible. This is the first hyperconjugative structure. This is the second. This is the third. This is the fourth. This is the fifth number hyperconjugative structure. Now think about the structure of pent 1-ENE. The structure of pent 1-ENE is drawn like this. This is the structure of pent 1-ENE. With respect to this double bond, this is your said to be alpha carbon, this is your beta carbon, this is your gamma carbon. With respect to this alpha carbon, there are 2 alpha hydrogen are possible. As a result, there are 2 hyperconjugative structure will be possible for this compound. I can draw the hyperconjugative structure number 1 like this. Make a double bond here and break this pi bond like this. As a result, I can draw the hyperconjugative structure like this. Here H bond C, bond H. Here negative charge will arise. Here single bond. Here C, here bond H. Here double bond C. Here here H plus, here bond H, here single bond C, bond H, bond H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond H. Similarly, I can able to form another hyperconjugated structure like this. Break this bond which is present in between the alpha carbon and alpha hydrogen, and you can able to form your negative charge. I can draw the structure like this: H bond C, bond H, bond your negative charge, your bond C, bond H, double bond C, your H plus, your bond H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond C, bond H, bond H, bond H. There are two hyperconjugated structures for this compound. This is your number 1, this is your number 2. Look at that. Here the number of hyperconjugated structure for pen to Ne is more than pen to 1 Ne. We know that more is the hyperconjugated structure, more is the stability. So according to this point, pen to Ne is more stable than pen to 1 Ne. Next application is explanation of stability of carbocation. Suppose take different type of carbocation. This is your said to be 3 degree carbocation. This is your said to be 2 degree carbocation. This is your said to be 1 degree carbocation. If I want to draw the hyperconjugated structure of 1 degree carbocation, then I can draw like this. With respect to this carbocation, this is your alpha carbon. As a result, there are 3 alpha hydrogen are possible for 1 degree carbocation. I can draw the hyperconjugated structure like this. Make a double bond here. Then the hyperconjugated structure drawn like this: H bond C, bond H, here H plus. There is no bond between this carbon and H plus ion. Here I can able to form double bond. Here I can get C, bond H, bond H. Here positive charge will disappear due to formation of double bond. By the help of this alpha hydrogen, I can also able to form another hyperconjugated structure. The next hyperconjugated structure can be written like this: H bond C, here H plus, here bond H, double bond C, bond H, bond H. By the help of this alpha hydrogen, I can also able to form another hyperconjugated structure. The another hyperconjugated structure can be written here like this: H plus C, bond H, double bond C, bond H, bond H. There are 3 hyperconjugated structures possible for 1 degree carbocation. Like 1 degree carbocation, look at that. Here 6 alpha hydrogen are possible in case of 2 degree carbocation. So 2 degree carbocation having 6 hyperconjugated structure. Similarly, I can think about the 3 degree carbocation. In 3 degree carbocation, there are 9 alpha hydrogen are possible. So 3 degree carbocation having 9 hyperconjugated structure. Among the 3 carbocation, the 3 degree carbocation having more hyperconjugated structure as compared to the 2 degree and 1 degree carbocation. So 3 degree carbocation is more stable than 2 degree carbocation and 1 degree carbocation. From this data, it is clear that 3 degree carbocation having more hyperconjugated structure than 2 degree carbocation, and 2 degree carbocation having more hyperconjugated structure than 1 degree carbocation. So I can write the stability order like this: 3-degree carbocation is more stable than 2-degree carbocation. 2-degree carbocation is more stable than 1-degree carbocation. Next application is explanation about unusual bond length. Take an example: H bond C bond H bond H bond C bond H double bond CH2. This is said to be propene. If I want to think about the hyperconjugated structure of propene, there are 3 hyperconjugated structures possible for propene because there are 3 alpha hydrogen atoms are present in propene. With respect to this double bond, this is your alpha carbon. As a result, there are 3 alpha hydrogen possible for this compound. I can draw the hyperconjugated structure like this. I can write the first hyperconjugated structure of propene like this: H bond C bond H, here H plus, here double bond, here C, here bond H, bond CH2 minus. Like this alpha hydrogen, I can also able to draw another hyperconjugated structure by the help of this alpha hydrogen. Look at that, I can able to form double bond here. Then it is bound to break this double bond. As a result, I can draw the hyperconjugated structure like this: H bond C bond H, here H plus, here double bond, here C bond H, bond CH2 minus. By the help of this alpha hydrogen, we can also draw another hyperconjugated structure like this. I can draw the other hyperconjugated structure like this: H plus C bond H, double bond C bond H, bond CH2 minus. Look at the propane molecule. In propane molecule, suppose this is the first carbon, this is second, this is the third carbon. Look at that. In this structure, there is a double bond present in between first carbon and the second carbon. But if I will think about the hyperconjugated structure, then a double bond will be present in between 2 number carbon and 3 number carbon atom. That means we clear that due to hyperconjugation, the bond length of the C bond C between C2 and C3 in propene is less than the normal C bond C bond length, because in this case the C2 bond C3 is single bond, but in this case the C bond C3 is a double bond. That means it is clear that this bond is not 100% single bond and also not 100% double bond. That means this bond shows both double bond character and single bond character. So the bond length of this bond is in between the bond length of single bond and bond length of double bond. We know that a particular single bond having a particular bond length. On the other hand, a particular double bond have also a particular bond length. In this structure, it is shown that it is a single bond, but it does not show the bond length of a single bond. It shows the unusual bond length. This can be clearly explained by the help of hyperconjugated structure. Next application, explanation of unusual dipole moment value. Suppose take an example: H bond C bond H bond H bond N double bond O coordinate bond O. The name of this molecule is said to be nitromethane, I can draw different type of hyperconjugated structure like this. Make a double bond here, break this pi bond. I can draw the hyperconjugated structure like this: H bond C bond H, here H plus, here double bond, N bond O minus your coordinate bond. Similarly, I can draw another hyperconjugated structure like this, form a double bond like this, and I can draw another hyperconjugated structure like this: H bond C, here H plus, here bond H, double bond N, bond O minus, coordinate bond oxygen. Similarly, I can also form another hyperconjugated structure by this alpha hydrogen. I can form a double bond like this. I can draw the another hyperconjugated structure like this. Here H plus, C bond H, double bond N, bond O minus, here coordinate bond oxygen. From the hyperconjugated structure, it is clear that the C bond N is not perfectly single bond or not perfectly double bond. It shows both double bond character and single bond character. As a result, the bond length of C bond N varies from one structure to another structure. That's why the dipole moment value also varies from one structure to another structure. We know that dipole moment value depends upon the bond length. If bond length varies, then obviously the dipole moment value also varies from one structure to another structure. As a result, the nitromethane molecule does not show the usual dipole moment value. It shows the unusual dipole moment value. The unusual dipole moment value of nitromethane can be clearly explained by the help of hyperconjugated structure. Next application is explanation of orientation. It is very difficult to understand. I will teach you this topic in the aromatic hydrocarbon chapter. These are different applications of resonance. Next, I will explain about the electromeric effect. What is the electromeric effect? The phenomenon of complete transfer of one of the pi electron pair to more electronegative atom on the need of attacking reagent, giving rise to the formation of positive and negative center on two ends of bond is known as electromeric effect. There are two types of electromeric effect. One is a plus E effect. It is also called positive effect. Second is minus E effect. It is also called negative effect. At first I will discuss about the plus E effect. What is a plus E effect? When the transfer of electron takes place towards the attacking reagent, then it is called plus E effect. I will clearly explain about the attacking reagent in the next class. Suppose take an example. Your C double bond C is present. This is an unsaturated organic compound. Suppose I will take an attacking reagent, that is your H plus. Look at that, your positive charge is present. That means it clearly indicates that it is an electron deficient species. But if I will think about this compound, your double bond is present. That means your a pi bond is present. So this species clearly indicate that it is an electron rich species. Here an electron deficient species is present, here an electron sufficient species is present. So there is a chance of flow of electron from this carbon to this H plus ion. If I will break this pi bond, then two electrons are formed here. If this electron transfer to this H plus ion, then what will happen? Your positive charge will arise. On the other hand, a bond will form between this carbon and this H plus ion. If this electron transfer to this H plus ion, then your positive charge will arise and a bond will form between this carbon and this H plus ion. Suppose I want to donate the electron of this carbon to this H plus ion, then I can draw the structure like this. Your single bond is present, your two single bond are present like this, your bond, your also bond. I can attach this H plus ion with this carbon atom like this. Now it is bound to give a plus charge to this carbon atom. Suppose this electron transfer to this H plus ion, then I can write the structure like this. Your plus charge, your bond, your two single bond, your hydrogen atom. In this case, the electron transfer from the organic compound to the attacking reagent. So such type of case is said to be plus E effect. I can define the plus E effect like this. When the transfer of electron takes place towards the attacking reagent, then it is called plus E effect. Next, I want to explain about the minus E effect. What is minus E effect? Suppose take an example. C11C is present like this. Here an attacking reagent is present, that is your Cn minus. Look at that, your minus charge is written. That means this species is an electron rich species. So in this case, this electron transfer to this organic compound. That means I can draw like this. Now this Cn will attach to this carbon atom. As a result, your high bond will possible. We know that carbon having 4 bond, that means it satisfies the tetracovalency. So your pentacovalency is not possible. As a result, this bond model goes break down like this. That means I can draw the structure like this. Bond C, bond, single bond C, bond, here also bond. Here I can write bond Cn. It is bound to give a minus charge to this carbon atom. Suppose this attacking reagent attack to this carbon atom, then what will happen? I can draw the structure like this, and finally I can write the product like this. C, bond C, here bond, here also bond, here Cn will attach like this. Here I can write bond, here also I can write bond, here I can write minus. In this case, what will happen? There is flow of electron from attacking reagent to the compound. So this type of effect is called minus E effect. I can conclude the definition of minus E effect like this. When the transfer of electron takes place away from the attacking reagent, then it is called minus E effect. Next, I want to explain what are the conditions for electromagnetic effect. First condition, it is developed by those compounds which contain multiple bonds. Second condition, it is a temporary effect. Third condition, it is possible at the presence of attacking reagent. That means without attacking agent, it cannot be possible. Next, I will discuss about the application of electromagnetic effect. The mechanism of addition reaction can be clearly explained by the help of electromeric effect. Next I will explain about the bond fission. It is also called bond cleavage. Bond fission means bond breaking. There are two types of bond fission. One is homolysis. It is also called homolytic cleavage. Second is heterolysis. It is also called heterolytic cleavage. At first I will discuss about the homolysis. What is a homolysis? Take an example, Cl bond Cl. Look at that, here only one single bond is present. Homolysis means break the bond into equal part. When this single bond undergoes breakdown, it gives 2 electrons. Now, the 2 electrons can be equally divided in between these two chlorine atoms like this. 1 electron goes to this chlorine atom, another electron goes to this chlorine atom. As a result, when this chlorine atom undergoes homolysis, then it gives these two species. This is said to be radical. From this it is clear that homolysis is a process in which the bond pair electrons are equally divided in between the two bonded atoms in presence of suitable reagent, resulting in the formation of two free radicals. Next is your heterolysis. Take an example, H bond C, bond H, bond H, bond Cl. Suppose I want to break the bond by heterolysis. Then what will happen? One positive charge and another negative charge will be formed. Heterolysis means break the bond in unequal parts. When this bond undergoes breakdown, 2 electrons are formed and the 2 electrons are taken by the more electronegative atom. If I want to break this bond, then 2 electrons are formed. If I will compare the electronegativity of carbon and chlorine, chlorine is more electronegative than carbon. So when this bond will break, then the 2 electrons are taken by the chlorine atom. So I can draw like this. This is the representation for heterolysis. This is the representation for homolysis. Then I can write here like this, CH3 plus Cl minus. From this it is clear that heterolysis is a process in which the bond pair electrons are shifted towards one of the bonded atom or group in the presence of suitable reagent, resulting in the formation of two oppositely charged ions. In heterolysis, the electrons are shifted towards the more electronegative atom or group. This is all about for this class. Thank you. Have a nice day.